This week, Ryan Malloy came back to the square. Ryan obviously previously found out to be Whitney's half-brother, and had relationships with both Whitney and Janine. Not Whitney, Stacy, excuse me. They are siblings. They had a relationship with Janine and Stacy, and there was this massive like custody battle issue, and obviously apparently Ryan didn't know that Lily was his, etc., etc. But he came back, and it was like this big deal. I saw a lot of press around it. I like it was Ricky's return, where Ricky like came back for a good month, but then left. So today we're going to be kind of rating Ryan Malloy's 2023 comeback. I think he's called Malloy.
You'll have to Google it.
Yeah, Googling it. Don't you worry. Yes, it is. All right, we're fine. But yeah, so basically, I assume you didn't see much of Ryan like otherwise. How did you find him in his like little stint?
He's a very like he knows how to get his way. Like I understand Lily is 12, so I'm not throwing that out the window. But I love how easily he can convince her. I'm not staying with you. You're not my dad. I'll buy you a hot chocolate. All right, Dad, I'm coming. I'm packing my bags. I'm going to Las Vegas. Woohoo! I just love how they treated him. Like, obviously, you know, because you read my notes. But from like everyone was saying Ryan is a big person, and I was in the notes hyping him up as like the only man Danny Dyer fears, like the only man that Danny Dyer can out Danny Dyer.
Yeah.
Like the way people were going on, he's like the hardest man in Walford. Like from experience, to me, he's not the most feared man in Walford. That probably goes to Phil
Yeah,
Mitchell.
for sure.
But it was interesting because I don't really know his character. Like obviously I know Ricky's character because watching all the clips, you're intrigued by Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky's kind of iconic.
Yeah, like Ryan he's probably up there, but he's not like say if Pat Butcher came back for another episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd say he's not really like he's a good character. He was a good, interesting character for his stint. He was a part of the like huge like Janine and Stacy feud that went on around the time. He was there from about 2009 to 2011. Came back for like a little bit in 2016, but fundamentally he didn't really do that much. So I think I enjoyed his return because they still treat his character with a lot of respect and they set him up pretty well. But it was also for how much emphasis they put on like, oh, just you wait till Ryan finds out, and he's gone in 2 episodes.
Like, yeah, I think Dot's funeral had more impact. Like I think Dot Cotton off screen had more screen time than Ryan did on screen when he returned.
Plus, like, also Martin was gone, so they didn't have like a big like Martin being like, "I'm a dad," and he's like, "No, I'm a dad." Like,
I'm her biological dad. You're just an emphasis, and then Martin's like, "Oi, stop that now, mate, or I'll batter you." And then right, come on, hard man, and then they have a dad off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, I kind of look at the returns. The last 2 big returns I remember is when Sean came back a couple years back, where he had this essentially he had like a good I think it was about 2 weeks worth where he was existing. It was about, and then eventually went, all right, I should get some help because but had a lot of good scenes with like Stacy and good scenes with Jean, and also just battered Jack at some point. That was fun. They fought outside Ronnie's grave. That was enjoyable. And I also think of the Ricky return, where he came back for a month, didn't outstay his welcome at all. I would have happily seen Ricky stick about on the square, personally. But like, they did it good, but like, how much is there really to rate? Like,
He's in the show, what, Monday?
he's
Shoot.
on.
Well,
Yeah.
he does appear Monday, I believe. He appears in the second episode on Monday. For me, it's the second episode. For you, it's the first episode.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
he appears Tuesday, I believe,
Yeah.
Wednesday, and then he's gone on Thursday, isn't he?
Okay.
Yeah,
Right. So he's called in on the second Monday episode. He arrives on Valentine's Day, I think, and then is gone by Friday.
he literally didn't even get a warm welcome. Like, I love how when he comes in, everyone's like, "You're a pig, you're a cow." Like even when Ricky came back, they were like, "Hello, Ricky.
Hey,
It's
Ricky.
nice to see you." But for Ryan, they're like, "You're a cow, man. You're a sad.
Why weren't you here before?
Where's my maintenance, you cow?" I'm like, Jesus. Like for people like me who only have seen him
Yeah.
now, you think like you'd give backstory like Ryan, like, well, I don't mean like Ryan on this day did cocaine. I mean like Ryan is significant because,
Yeah.
well, obviously he's Lily's dad, but give backstory of why he wants Lily. Because the only thing we know why he wants Lily is because, well, she's having a kid,
She's
and I
having a
want.
kid, and him and his partner can't have a kid.
Which is always funny to me because in the EastEnders canon, imagine that. Imagine your own daughter at 12 had a kid before you even can
Yeah.
conceive.
That's some pretty dark irony right there, bloody hell.
That is like the biggest one up I've ever seen in a British TV show. You can't get your wife pregnant. Well, mate, look at me. I'm 12.
I think
I'm 12 and I got pregnant.
I think a big issue I had with how it kind of they didn't really manage to basically they didn't have enough time to actually do anything proper. Like, yeah, they implied that the only reason he wants Lily there is so him and his wife can raise the kid, but they didn't really flesh it out much at all.
No,
If
no, they
there's
just went, he wants the kid. That's it.
if
Like
there's
I
one
thought.
thing I would, oh no, you carry on. I'll say mine afterwards.
The one thing I would have loved to see is her name's Helen, isn't it?
Yes.
I'd love if we actually got to see Helen in a scene or two. Like Helen shows up on the square, and then she and Stacy have a standoff basically
Yeah.
with Lily in the middle. Like I understand that would have required an extra week, but I honestly wouldn't have minded if you held off Ryan trying to bait Lily into staying with him for an extra week so he can get Helen. But Ryan's like, you know what, with me, I need the lady with me, the woman, the myth, the legend.
Hmm.
And then Helen comes in. Helen's like Steve Blackman. She's like has her nunchucks. She's like ready. She's ready to
Yeah.
kidnap a child,
Yeah.
abduct a child, take them off to Portugal. Like, but no.
I also think it would have. I don't mind it if he comes back during stage of the pregnancy. Like,
I don't think he will.
he won't. I don't think so, at least. But if he did, that would make it a bit more. Like, what if he's there when the baby's born? That would be a nice way to
Yeah.
tie it in, to kind of keep him in the square. Like, but if it's just he was here for 2 days or 3 days, and it's like, well, cheers for coming back, but wipe your feet on the way out. We don't want any trace here. Like,
Like he had no impact is the thing. He literally, I see more impact in fake scenes and movies than than his return.
Hmm.
Like the amount of hype I got about this character, like he's like a great character. You're going to see one of the greatest characters. I'm like, he's left no impact. Barely
Yeah.
the Punk had left more impact at Dot's funeral again,
Yeah.
and Lofty. Lofty left more impact than Ryan.
Yeah. So ultimately, if we just give it like a vague, like a fairly tertiary like grade, how would we grade Ryan's return? From
Well, they
like,
didn't ruin the character, so
I think
well they did make him a bit whingy, but they didn't ruin the character.
that is true. I'd probably give it like a flat C. Like, it was okay, but it's not gonna win any Oscars. He was there and then he was gone. What else do you want? Don't hype it up so
I
much next time.
Yeah, that's why I would say I give it a C. If we're gonna hype it up, make sure it's a legacy character, like again Mary the Punk or Lofty.
Yeah.
That I understand the hype up. But Ryan, to me, he's not a he's not a legacy character.
No.
Like how he shot Phil Mitchell in the leg and then ran off. Yes, then I understand he's a legacy character, but he didn't leave an impact. Taco Bell in your underwear leaves more impact than he did.
he's he's all fart, nay poo.
It's like diarrhea, all right in small doses. That is quite literally what they said when they were like, "How do we bring him back? How do we bring him back?" You know, diarrhea, lads. Yeah, it's all right in small doses. Tom, you're a genius. 5 grand into your bank now. You're a genius. 3 episodes in and out.
Yeah. And
But
yeah.
yeah, I give it a C as well, and maybe a C minus.
Hmm. Yeah. And that was us grading Ryan Malloy's return to the square. Were you a big Ryan fan originally when he was in it from 2009 to 2011? Did you enjoy the feud that it created with Stacey and Janine? And do you hope this means that the door's open for him to come back in the future? Comment that all down below.